Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Happy Sunday, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and of course, good night. Of course, good night to all those people who are going to sleep according to the times. And very. There's so many. There's so many disparities in the time zones in the world. But make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe because we're going to talk about the Arsenal takeover, especially that bid. I've been a little bit down. This hand is hurting, a little bit hurting. I don't know, but I'll try to get in shape as soon as possible. Now, yesterday, news came out actually, and I know most of you by now, Daniel Ek revealed that yes, he did hand in his bid, his takeover bid, and it was rejected. We are going to try to discuss many things along those lines, what I think about the bid being rejected, and what I think should be done next, because it looks like Daniel Ek is a little bit moved by the Cronkies. I think the Cronkies will be even harder than we expected. This is a story from goal.com, and they have said that Ek reveals Arsenal takeover bid rejected by the Cronkies, but Spotify founder remains interested in buying the Gunners. That's according to goal.com. The businessman's offer fell on deaf ears at the Emirates Stadium, despite fierce opposition from fans to the Cronkies administration of the club. Spotify founder and CEO Daniel Ek has revealed that he made an offer for control of Arsenal that was turned down by club director Josh Kroenke. A possible takeover from Ek has been mooted since the Cronkies came under fire in the wake of the European Super League debacle. But it appears that the family is determined to retain control of the Gunners despite fan opposition to their continued presence at the Emirates Stadium. This is what Daniel Ek said. Inaccurate reports today are saying that I have not made a bid for Arsenal Football Club. Ek wrote on his official Twitter account on Saturday. So this is what he said. He said, inaccurate reports emerged today saying I have not made a bid for Arsenal Football Club. I think it's important to correct the record. This week, an offer was made to both Josh Kroenke and their bankers that included fan ownership, representation at the board, and a golden share of the supporters. They replied that they do not need the money. I respect their decision, but remain interested and available should that situation ever change. So that is according to Daniel Ek. First and foremost, now we know he made the offer. I don't know how much he has made. I don't know how much the offer is, but he said he has made the offer to Josh Kroenke, to the bankers, and the offer is a little bit detailed and an outline of what they want to achieve if they take over the club at the moment. So he says, I think it's important to correct the record. This week, an offer was made. So I'm one of those people who did know that he made an offer, and we've been singing about it. He has not made an offer. He has not made an offer. I think ever since he decided to go silent, ever since he decided to go to do things underground, a lot has changed. We no longer follow the deal the way we used to follow it. I think that has, a lot has changed from then till now. When he comes and says, I made the offer. And it was rejected by Josh Kroenke and their bankers. And we're going to discuss that. For me, the Kroenke is kicking away the deal. It's not a surprise. And I'm surprised that Daniel Ek is surprised. I'm not surprised. I expected them to push the deal away because, like I said, they earn more money from Arsenal at the moment without investing. That's the truth. So in their reply, they replied they don't need the money. I respect their decision, but remain interested and available. Okay, so according to goal.com, this is what they have written as the bigger picture. They have said Stan Kroenke first joined Arsenal, the Arsenal board of directors in 2008 with a minority stake in the club, and he continued to accumulate shares until becoming majority shareholder 3 years later. While in 2018 he bought out rival Alisha Usmanov to take full control. Kroenke and his son Josh Kroenke's administration of the Gunners has invited criticism from fans, though with opposition peaking in April due to the club's inclusion and subsequent withdrawal from the Super League. Public protests outside the Emirates Stadium called for the family to relinquish control, while Arsenal fan Ake heightened pressure on the family by using Twitter to confirm his interest in entering the club's management. So I think we have understood three things in this article, and we need to try to digest the three. The first thing we have understood, and I think is very important, is the fact that now a bid has been submitted, a bid has been rejected. Where do we go from here? Those are the 3 points we have to talk about at the moment. So let us start. Let us start from the Kroenkes receiving the bid. A report from the Mail had told us around, I think, a week ago that the club was up for sale. A financial consortium had reached the Kroenkes, told them they would want to buy Arsenal, and the Kroenkes had said you could actually give us a bid around 1.7, 1.8 to 2 billion, and we could consider selling the club. That was in way back in 2019, and that's what was happening, and we were very optimistic. Now we at the moment, at this point in time, we don't know how much the bid is that Daniel Ek has made to the Kroenkes. That's the first thing. We don't know how big the bid is. But I'm gonna ask myself first and foremost, right from the start of this deal, Daniel Ek has made everything public. From making sure that from telling us his interest that he wants to buy the club, to reaching an extent that he has solicited support from Arsenal legends, the likes of Henry, the likes of Barkham, the likes of Patrick Vieira. All that has been done in public, and I appreciate on Twitter and on various. So everything that has been taking place with Arsenal takeover has always been in public. And we say that the only way you can force the Kroenkes out is if you go public, if you put this deal public. It's a little bit unprofessional to make such a big money move public. But we all know the Kroenkes and their management, they're never gonna sell. That's it. They were never gonna sell to you if you come underground and then try to negotiate with them. And this is what happened. So my question is, why did Daniel Ek decide, all of a sudden, eventually, why did he decide to go silent and then go, go private? Why did he decide to do the deal private? I thought at least to that point of making the bid, that should have remained public. Because we've been waiting for the last 10 days thinking that this guy has not made a bid. Eventually, he comes out 12 days later and says, you know what, I made a bid, the Kroenkes rejected it. And how are we supposed to believe that? I mean, where is the evidence? How are we supposed to believe that? Yeah, I know these big money deals should be made underground, but the fact that he decided to go public, which was good on our side as fans, because the moment you go public, there is more pressure on the Kroenkes. But the moment he decided to go private, the pressure from the fans now is meaningless. It has become meaningless because we don't know what's going on behind the doors. We don't know whether, we don't know whether what the Kroenkes have told him. So for me, that was a big mistake. At least he should have made the bid, the launching of the bid, a little bit public. We should have known. But away from that, the bid has been rejected. It answers the question I've always told you. Do we have a willing seller? The answer has always been no. As we do not have a willing seller in this day. We have a willing buyer. He would want to buy the club. He wants to buy the club. He has the money and so on. Whether it's a publicity stunt or not, we trust Ake because at the moment he's the man we have. So the question now is, where do we go from here? We do not have a willing seller. The Kroenkes have kicked him out. He has decided to do this all on his own without the support of the fans, and this is what has happened. Is he going to come back and do the deal again in public? I don't know. Is he going to to do a second bid? I don't know, but we still have a lot to discuss about this deal. So for me, the Cronk is deciding not to listen to the offer. As the only thing you have to say there is as expected. You never expected the Cronkies to listen to this deal. You never expected the Cronkies to come out and give it time, because they do not want to sell. They have never expressed their interest in selling. All they want to do is make more money at this football club, and there is no way, absolutely no way, they were ever going to sell Arsenal Football Club. No way. It's never going to come easy. And I remember it was Thierry Henry who was speaking about it, and I said, it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of time. It's not going to be easy. So if X says at the moment that I'm still available, whenever an opportunity shows itself, I don't think an opportunity is going to show itself. I think we are responsible for showing, if an opportunity is going to show itself, the fans, ache, and the consortium is responsible. You've got to add more pressure. I think it is the pressure that will will force the Cronkies into selling. There's no way they're gonna just wake up and say, now come and buy the club. It's never gonna happen like that. Never. So Daniel Ek, bid rejected as expected. That's the word. As expected. Mike says, hello, cause it's been a while. How are you doing, bro? It's really, but I've been working. I've been uploading. I've been live streaming. But I missed you so much, Mahit. Because the morning fans should protest again to overcome this guy's administration. I think the pressure is needed. More and more pressure is needed at the moment. If Daniel X says he's waiting for an opportunity, well, I'm sorry. I don't think it's gonna come on a silver plate. They were never gonna sell. I mean, they were never gonna be open to selling the club that easily. It was never gonna happen. Never. They know how much they know how much the club means to them. It's a club in England, a club that makes them lots and lots of money. Just look at this season. Literally, I mean, even if they do not invest, they're not going to play in Europe. Even if they do not invest, what are you going to do to them? Nothing. So Daniel Ek made a big mistake going private. I think the deal should have stayed public to add more pressure to the Cronkies. But the moment he has decided to do his business in private, you see what has happened. And we said this before, that the only way you're gonna at least force the Cronkies into listening to your deal if you do it public with the backing of the fans. The moment you exclude fans, the moment you decide to go alone, the Cronkies are gonna overpower you, because you're not in any negotiating position. They have a better negotiating position, and we see what has happened. So I'll try to digest this more and more, but for me, the bigger picture is we might not see the takeover this year. The takeover could happen, probably in the coming years if the club continues to decline and decline. So probably boycott, buying the new jerseys. But Arsenal fans, you're funny. Arsenal fans are very, very funny. They're never gonna boycott. They're never gonna boycott, buying new jerseys and so on. They're never gonna do that. But anyway, that's the update.